Hi, welcome to this video update, which is our weekly Forex forecast. It's Tuesday, 31st of October, 7:45 p.m. GMT. Now, as per usual, just a general overview of the markets. If you want our Forex techniques, our daily analysis of major Forex pairs, simply click on the link beneath this video. Now, in a moment, we'll be going to the charts, looking at what we consider to be some, great risk-reward opportunities. But also in this video, what I want to discuss is currency correlations, okay, and grading currencies in groups. And if you do this, I think it's a great help in finding great trades in the market, okay? So we're going through that. Now, in terms of the markets, a lot of people have written to me and said, are they always this good? Well, considering how the markets have been up to a couple of months ago, they're fantastic at the moment because we've got plenty of volatility, which is what we want as Forex traders, so we can catch, big trends. And, we focused in individual videos recently on the USD CAD. I think we've done about 5 videos on it, tracking its upward progress on our trade. It's about 860 pips at the time of writing. But that trend, in our view, is not over. And there's plenty of other trends in the making, okay, which could run 500 pips or 1,000 pips or even more. And the reason that this could occur is to do with what is going on in the global economy or financial system. There's been a significant change recently, which I want to go through. Now, what I'm going to do is discuss the change in the markets that's starting to occur, which is going to accelerate. And I also want to discuss, obviously, currency correlations and grading. So I'm just going to go to a quick storyboard. We'll go through it, and then we're going to go and look at some opportunities in the markets. Right, I'm sure everyone guessed the big change in the global financial system over the last few months, which is increased volatility. It's obviously central bank liquidity reduction. In terms of, since 2008, money has been poured into the global financial system by central banks. Now the liquidity tap is being turned off. Financial conditions are tightening, and the Fed is obviously the most important. They've moved to reduce their balance sheet. That's the equivalent of a quantitative tightening, okay, 0.25% rate hike, really. They're probably going to raise rates again in December, but it's not just the Fed. Central banks like ECB, they're looking to reduce stimulus now. You've got other central banks also tightening, like the Bank of Canada, for example, probably the Bank of England. Now, this is going to have a big impact going forward on currencies. Now, in terms of this firm, currencies to firm, the currencies to weaken, I've just done some groups, okay, and this is really for trend traders. When we're trend trading or trend following, we would use these groups. We're not after 100 or 200 pips. We're after if we can get it, 500 or more. And over the last few months, when we go to look at the charts, we've got some really good trends. Now, in terms of safe havens, these are going to hold up the best. Japanese yen, it's the biggest safe haven currency. USD up there, just behind it, global reserve currency. And you've got the Swissy and the Singapore dollar, which is really the Swissy of the East, okay? Second tier safe havens, so they're going to not do as well as the first group, obviously. I put the Euro and the GBP. Euro, massive current account surplus. GBP, UK is doing all right, and it is so oversold after Brexit anyway, so those two groups there are going to go up on the groups beneath for sure. Commodity currencies, obviously the AUD, CAD, and NZD. Now, the weakest group of all is actually the next group. It's the emerging markets. Okay, so any country that relies on capital inflows, and you've got to keep in mind there's 400 trillion of dollar-denominated debt alone in emerging markets. It's getting more expensive, not just because of central banks raising rates and reducing stimulus, but if you look at these weak credits, they've already started to fall hard on the safe havens, okay? So not only do they face higher rates, they're facing, the currency exchange rate against them as well. And, if we would take, and, we've been focused on the MXN, Mexican peso and Turkish lira against the Japanese yen and US dollar. Seen massive rises in the safe havens on those two. And it's not, a few hundred pips either. It's over 1,000. There's more to come. Now, in terms of weak credits, Euro proxy currency, I've done a video on this. I think it was called thin ice trading or whatever, but you can go and look it up. We were saying at the time that the euro had gone up really strongly, just dragged up all these currencies with it. And the reason that happens, it's got nothing to do with what's going on in the economies of the country, okay? It's just that hedge funds and speculators look for a related currency to invest in or country. And, if you looked at the chart formations, and we looked at them a couple of months ago, they're almost identical. There was no difference hardly between them. And we were saying that, if the euro starts to fall, then basically these currencies will fall quicker, okay? And that's been the case. If you look at the US dollar on them now, the US dollar looks like it's getting ready for a huge move to the upside. Now, in terms of actually using this way of doing it, the way I do it is normally look at the groups, and decide which currency I think looks the best in one group, and basically buy it on another group. So, for example, in the safe havens, I really favoured the USD on AUD, CAD, and NZD, but it's had a big move now. So I've got a bigger weighting on the Japanese yen, because Japanese yen is starting to firm now. I think is going to play catch up on the dollar, so that looks really good. In terms of, let's say, safe haven second tier, got Euro and GBP. I'm sure everyone knows my favourite of the two is the GBP, and thought it looked really good on the commodity currencies, for example, in Turkish lira. Pound has done really well. Now, in terms of using the groups, we'll just go through the groups and look at the chart. Also look at the commitment of traders report as well, and then I'll pick out the pair I want to trade. Okay. Now, in terms of correlations, okay, the groups for me, they're all correlated. Okay. So I just pick out the best of one group and buy it on another group. It really is, a pretty simple way of doing it. Now, in terms of looking at some charts now, what we're going to do is just look at some pairs that I think could now give really, really big moves. And a lot of the trends that I'm going to look at that are in motion, they're not over. There's more to come. We're just going to also just round up the major currencies as well. Just generally go through the markets as we see them today, and I'll chat about the sentiment and the big fundamentals behind the charts as well. Right, let's skip over and look at the charts. And look at some charts, and just going to use the charts from our member centre. They're from earlier in the day, but all the levels are still valid, the important levels. There hasn't been a huge amount of movement in the markets today. I'll be making reference to those groups in terms of certain pairs as we go through the charts. It's really relevant in some pairs, not so relevant in others, but you'll see how I use the groups as we go through. I'm just going to do the majors, some crosses, and some lesser looked at pairs where I think the real opportunities are. Now, in terms of, a lot of people ask me, well, some of these more minor pairs, there's not great pip spreads on them. They're fantastic in terms of their profit potential. They easily cover the pip spreads, okay? However, there's big variance between brokers. If you want a few decent brokers to look at who offer really tight spreads in the lesser looked at pairs to obviously enhance your profit potential a bit, drop me an email and I'll send you some info. Another point I'll make is join our Facebook group. It's free, link beneath this video. A lot of good traders in there, a lot of good feedback, a lot of good conversations. You won't get any of that binary options nonsense or get rich quick in a day. Okay. Now, as we go to the charts, I'm just going to stress a couple of points just for new viewers. Chart's going to be nice and clean, okay? We don't have many levels on our charts. I only want to focus on big levels if you're a Forex trader. So what we'll do is we'll always keep the weekly big support and resistance levels in mind. Yeah, if they back up the day levels, that makes them more important. Also, if you focus on the weekly chart as well as the daily, you get to see the really big picture, the big trends as well. Okay. Also, we'll keep an eye on the CFD CNET traders' positions. We always want to know what smart money commercials are doing against speculators. If they aggressively diverge, then we want to be with the commercials against the speculators. And we'll review the sentiment as well, and any news stories that might impact on the charts. Let's go to the first pair, Euro USD. From my perspective, yeah, I can only trade so many pairs. I haven't traded the Euro myself for a while, but yeah, do analysis on it because obviously it is the most popular pair. What I would say is though, if you look at it since say August the 10th, okay, how much have we had in volatility? It's about about 450 pips? Some pairs that we're going to look at have done that in under a week, okay? So the Euro, it is heavily traded. It's not the best trade at the moment for me, although I do think it's going down for anyone who's Euro bearish. I just feel, yeah, lots of speculators in it, lots of noise, hasn't done much. I've been avoiding it, but I do think she's going to break down. Up here was interesting. A lot of commercial selling coming in, a lot of spec buying, drifted lower, came back up. ECB candle here. At the same time, if you're Euro bear, sell it through the 20-day, and she should run to the downside because the market got too excited about the stimulus story, okay, how big the stimulus was going to be, got carried away. We all knew that Mario Draghi didn't want the euro to rally. And we all know, well, not all know, but my view is that Mario Draghi is the smartest central banker of all. He brought the euro down. That was intention. He was quite cute about that. She's come down a bit. Yeah, she's just come drifting back up to this first resistance level. I personally think that could get run. I think this will provide stronger resistance. 117, bottom of the recent channel. If trend following, obviously put your stop a little bit further back. I'll put it back beyond the 20-day moving average. 114, 112 on the downside. I've derived those targets from the weekly chart and the COT net traders position. Still a lot of speculators long the euro. Stimulus story pushed it up. Disappointment is now coming down. Problems with Catalonia. I think that's going to weigh on the euro. And basically, I'm just a dollar bull. So for me, euro going down. I think what people ought to keep in mind as well, and is that the ECB are just nowhere near raising rates. Cutting stimulus is not rate tightening, which is happening in the US. So looks like she's going down to me. We shall see. Right, the British pound. This one for us is not a trend following trade at all. It's just a swing trade. So we've been swing trading this one. And we've had a bit of luck with it. This big rally up here actually stopped us out down there. But when she gets up here, massive commercial selling against speculative buying. Biggest turnaround on the CFD CNET traders. For us, she's coming down. She had a nice fall. We got stopped out around here. And now we're short again. Just sitting above our entry. And volatility is dropping. Obviously, the Bank of England coming up. I personally think the pound could rally on the Bank of England if they raise rates, but it won't rally much if it does because it's expected. Yeah, it's a bit like the ECB and the stimulus story. Yes, buy the rumour, sell the facts. So the pound, yes, it could have a bit of a rally, but what we do know is that, the Bank of England don't want to raise rates. If they have to, I don't think it's a done deal. They have to. Governor Carney, he is so dovish. He doesn't want to put rates up. We know that from his past comments and so forth. He knows there's low wage growth in the UK. He knows the Brexit negotiations are ongoing. And he knows there's a lot of consumer debt. So my view is if it did rally, he'll be talking it down in his press conference. What I might do, though, on Thursday, might take this position out and then look to put it back in after the Bank of England. Just have to see how price action goes. But today, not doing very much. I think this level here is going to be hard to take out, 133 on a close basis. But obviously, we'll have to see. This is my view as of right now. I think we're going down 129. Longer term, I'm not quite sure. I haven't quite decided where this pair is going. So just swing trading it for now. It's not a trend following trade. Going to a safe haven via risk currency, one that we really like, AUD, USD. Really interesting. I've done videos on this. You can go and look them up. But when it was up here, a lot of commercial selling came in. We thought that was the exhaustion of the bulls. But we did drift back to the 20-day moving average and held it and had another go. But that spike doesn't take that spike. So now we want to sell her, but we want some red and we want the 20-day taken out, which drifts down quite nicely, nearly takes our stop. We're lucky, it gets missed. And now she's down here. It's a decent trade, 79.70 in, and we're at 76.50, so 300 pips. But there's more to come here. This level here is significant. It's cracked. It's the weekly, what was the weekly support level? It should now act as resistance, okay? I don't rule us popping up above her, okay? But I don't think the run-on will be very much. Stop back behind the 20, okay? Give it a little bit of room because it's a trend-following trade. 74, then 72 I put up here. Personally, I think it'll probably go down to 70. So this is one we want to hold, okay? And if you're holding big trends, I've said this in previous videos, so I apologise for regular viewers, but for new viewers, if you want to hold a big trend, just bank out 50% when you've got enough, and then you can always put it back in on a retrace. It just makes it psychologically easier to hold the trend. So this will be one of our favourites, and this is one that we've actually taken ourselves in a reasonable position. Plenty more on the downside, in my view. What do we got next? USD, JPY. This one is an interesting pair for us. We had to go at the long side, but got stopped out at 112.50. Then she rallies on again, okay? This candle here is significant. She pokes up through 114, which is this cluster here. Could have drawn the line all the way across to these candles over here. Now she's come down, sitting just above 113. I personally think upside is limited, okay? If we look at the COT, a lot of commercial selling, a lot of spec buying. Break this level here, go to 111, possibly a run on to 108.50. So I'm liking the look of this pair at the moment. And yeah, a lot of people were saying to me earlier on today, actually, that there's no reason they can see to buy the yen and not buy the dollar. I'm the same. I can't see any reason either. But what's that telling you? It's telling you the bearish fundamentals are in the price. So for me, looks a decent trade, going with the COT on this one. That's backing up our technical view. I always think, yeah, again, I've said it before for regular viewers, but when you know the COT, the chart takes on a completely different perspective. It really helps you judge the sentiment behind the chart and how far a trade might run. So we'll see what happens with this one. Now, my favourite of the majors of all, and I'm sure regular viewers will guess it by the amount of videos I've done on this in the last few weeks, is this one. It's been a great uptrend, but there's still more to come in my view. You can see my levels, 130, then 135. What I like about this pair is down here, when we sell off to 121, it's off the Bank of Canada hike rates. And, you know, everyone's saying they're going to hike rates even more, that'll push the USD further down. This happens time and time again. The market just gets too bearish or too bullish, and prices overrun. You're going to get a rebound. Down here, what's telling us the rebound is coming is commercials come in and buy heavily. Speculators build up a 5-year net short extreme. Then they start to get run on stop, and up we go. And what's really interesting about this chart for me is speculators still coming in to sell the USD. We've still got a 5-year extreme on the COT net, sorry, COT net trade, I can't say it, COT net traders position. So from that perspective, I don't see too big a pullback. I think we've broken this level here. I think we'll push up, okay? I think this will act to support. This level here is the next level down. But because we've got decent profit, I'll tuck my stop in here, okay? 126.65. If we're stopped out, we'll probably be coming back to have another go, but far higher prices are coming. Yeah, Bank of Canada now on hold. Crude oil, well, that's been going up in price, but it's given no support to the CAD. I think it's coming down. So that's going to push the US dollar up even more in my view. Yeah, commodity prices are just generally coming down. All commodity currencies are going to get hurt. So there's a trend in motion. It has had a big rise up. There's still opportunities to get into it with fresh trades. So my favourite of the majors. Right, let's just go and look at some crosses. Then we're going to be looking at some minors and some really great trends that have moved and trends that could move. Where are the crosses? Okay. Where to on first? Euro JPY, sorry. Euro JPY. ECB have obviously sent the euro down. Mr. Draghi managed to push her down quite nicely. From our position, 133.53. And yeah, we're through the 133 level now and just below 132. It hasn't done that much yet. However, a lot of commercial selling in here, a lot of spec buying, double trend line resistance, which I like, lines up with a 20-day moving average. That should hold in my view. Again, from the COT, I've set the levels at 128, then 125. So plenty more downside to come in my view. Pop the stop at entry for the time being. See how we go. Euro GBP. This has been the most interesting pair for me. Yeah, I've done analysis on this one, but I haven't got a position myself. Yeah, it just not doing enough for me. I think there's just better pairs around. Yeah, from the perspective, it's broken this 88.50 level, where I've done the suggested short. But we're really just sitting at 88. It's hardly done anything. We've got the Bank of England coming up. Longer term pound, I think, is going higher, or the euro's going lower. But for me, not my favourite pair at the moment. So we'll see. What do we got next? Euro CAD. This one has been just swing trading for us. And in terms of it, we had mixed luck. We had, I think, 3 losers on the trot in this one. But we did catch this big rally up. But that was a lucky one for us. We get a big rally like that, huge candle. We always want to sell price spikes. So we took a really good long profit, reversed short at 150.65. What I like about it, got up there, tries to push higher off the open, then slips back, okay? Then she's off to the downside. Probably going to take this one out tomorrow if I haven't been taken out and stop already, because we're getting pretty close to the stop. But just behind this double trend line here, we'll get a couple of 100 pips. But for a swing trade, that's not bad. And in the period that it happened, I'm hoping though she might just sell off and then just come down to this 20-day MA. Just a swing trade, really. You can see the chart's pretty messy. Right. What do you got next? AUD CAD. This one is not doing anything, although I do feel that, from the weekly charts, if she should go down to 97 and then down to 94. It's not my favourite trade at the moment. It hasn't really managed to do what I thought it would do. Very messy chart. Right, let's go and look at some minor pairs. Just quickly, where are we? Here we go. Right. USD Swiss. This is obviously the dollar against a weak credit proxy, as I called it. And yeah, we did some videos on this a while ago and saying, the USD was worth a buy on a break of the 20-day moving average when we're back here. And she did move higher, stopped us out, and then we got back in, and we're back in at 791.50. Look at where we are now. We're about 818, and you can see in terms of what I was saying about the proxy currencies, the euro goes down, the proxies will go down quicker. This one has done so. Okay, this big spike up here, that really cements the bull trend for me. I see good support here now. Should work our way back up to 8,500. Now, you've got similar setups in the DKK and the SEK. I just picked this one out as my favourite because also Norway is a petro country, big oil exporter. Like I said, I think oil's coming down, so that should help accelerate the USD to the upside. And yeah, crude oil, just like in the CAD, is providing no support to the petro currency. So this one, yeah, my favourite of the sorry, what's it? The proxy European currencies. So yeah, you see, yeah, this could become a big trend in motion. Yeah, she can easily get up to this 8,500 level, in my view. One to keep your eye on. Hasn't done anything yet, and it's a peculiar personality. This one, USD CNH. This currency or pair, I just think the USD is going to have a massive move at some point. Okay, at the moment we're not doing much. We did have this nice strong downtrend, then the exhaustion. We had a nice trade up, and she's come back, and now we're back in. We're going to go there, then go to there. I think, although we've got positioning, I think we'll get through this 655 level. We need a big blue candle. Once there's a big blue candle come in, we're going higher, in my view. CNH is the most overvalued currency in the world. As this liquidity goes out the system, capital outflows are going to come out of China. China's going to try and stop that, but I don't think they'll be able to. And I think they'll eventually devalue the yuan, and that will send the US dollar soaring. It won't even be on this computer screen. Having said that, I did say that last year they might devalue the yuan. They didn't, but it's looking like it could come at some point. I like trading this pair, just with small trades, right? Best pairs for us, weakest credit against the safe havens. This is USD try, okay? And originally our position was in back here. She soared higher and took us out here. But, okay, on the pullback, we want to buy her. And I know she's had a big rally up. A lot of people, yeah, don't like buying trends in motion that have moved so aggressively. When you actually think about the way the global financial system is going and the groups, and you look at the longer term charts, yeah, USD's got a long way to go on the upside. And she's a decent buy. She gaps up here. Okay, a little bit of a retracement. I think we're going up. I've got 390 as first target. That's first target. I'll adjust that if we get up there. Even if we're stopped out of this one, again, we'll be looking to come back in. And also on the USD try, you do get, you know, for an emerging market currency, really nice pip spreads. Yeah, it's a very underrated currency to trade the try. I mean, we trade it as often as possible. We've done, try JPY, GBP try, really good currency to trade. I'm surprised not more people trade it because the pip spread is not prohibitive at all. Another weak credit, USD MXM. This one we did some videos on back in this period here. It's a horrible period. I hate it when you get sideways consolidation. Managed to get stopped out a few times, more times than we had winners. And of course you lose on the swap as well. But what we were doing effectively is down here, we know that the commercials are really building up long positions. Speculators are trying to push her through. It was only a matter of time before she broke. And that is, yeah, a really great uptrend. Is it over? I don't think so. I think we'll be going up to 1950 again. You know, if we get decent retracement, let's say we are stopped out, be a decent profit, we'll have another go because these weak credits and these proxy currencies, yeah, these trends are going to last a good while in our view. What do we got next? USD Huff. This one is starting to confirm that she could be going higher. Obviously had this move up here, then we actually drifted back. This big candle here pokes through resistance, which I've got really is 266. Can't get higher, but we're now sitting on support and pushing off. Personally think we'll go up to 278 as the first stop. I thought this would go a bit quicker than it has actually, but longer term I think this looks a really, really good trade. Now let's have a look at what do we got next. There's the NZD USD. This one I've just done analysis on. I'm not in it anymore. I wish I was, because it's run on to the downside, but I've got my weighting in AUD USD, the USD CAD. I just think they've got the better profit potential from current levels, although I think the Kiwi is going down. But you can only have so many pairs, I've said earlier. All the commodity currencies just going down. Right, what do I like to go to next? Oh, here we go. Not many people look at the Euro NOK, but you can see, yeah, I was saying that the NOK ran ahead of the Euro. You can see now the Euro has come back on the NOK as well as the USD. I know it's a messy chart, but personally, I think that's going right back up to chart highs. Right, Euro CHF, that for us is going down, but not really much movement in that one. Let's get to one that's, yeah, because I was saying earlier on about the USD, obviously has pushed the commodity currencies down quite nicely. I'm saying, yeah, the JPY is now going to really start pushing them down as well. And you can see it started, okay? This chart is attractive for us because, yeah, it is the most extreme in terms of the commitment of traders reports with, yeah, basically speculators and commercials at their biggest divergence. And it's looking like it could turn into a really good trade to get this nice big move down, okay? Big candle, so which breaks the uptrend in my view, because we then follow on. Okay, it's not big candles. We're in at 89.50. Stop just back behind. Normally put my stop behind the second level of resistance in a trend trade, or important level, because I always think the first level you always get picked off on stop. So basically, yeah, it's a good few hundred pips, but it's, yeah, it's a trend trade. I think there's plenty more to come. You see the levels here down to 83. So we'll see how this one goes. Also, I couldn't decide between AUD JPY and AUD CAD, so I've got the CAD as well. I'm ignoring the NZD on the JPY as well. All right, what do we got next? Regular viewers know we're just out and out bullish of the pound on the commodity currencies. And yeah, at the minute, what we've had is this level here was holding her. Okay, blue candle slices, finds support breakout point. Now she's pushing off again. What are we now? Above 173.30. We're in 169.50. So basically, yeah, good few hundred pips in profit again. But again, this is a big trend. Sorry. And yeah, I want to keep the stop a little bit back. So you can see I'm only taking a minor profit. I'm stopped out. If we push on too far, I'll take 50% out, reduce the exposure. But I want to hold this one. I think we're going up to, well, you can see my target. It's not on the chart, 1,800. And then I think we could go to 2. I'm just so bullish of the pound on the commodity currencies. And okay, it's a second tier safe haven, as I call it. But yeah, she's doing well. And yeah, far more upside. And also on this one, the COT, it is very bullish for us as well, with the commercials really coming in to buy the pound as well. I think with the Bank of England coming up, we might reduce exposure, but that's my view right now. I think, yeah, longer term, just going up. GBP NZD, decent trade again. 180.35 in, 190.65 stop. Basically, I've cut out half my position now, but it's running on. But again, yeah, you don't know basically. We can see my target on that one way higher, 2.050. I'll probably shortly take out my other half, I think, and put it in the Aussie, which I think has probably got more potential from current levels. But this, you see, when you get into these crosses, you know, how volatile they are against, you know, some of the majors, like, for example, the Euro USD. So I would prefer to, you know, look at the chart, look at the volatility, go for the big trenders. So yeah, looking okay. Last one on my little list today is going GBP JPY. Personally, I think this one is coming down. With the Bank of England coming up, you know, this one again, it's near our entry. Might be worth banking and looking to sell after the Bank of England, because yeah, if she stays around here into the Bank of England, the obvious level is going to be back through 149, isn't it? So what you can see is a lot of these, what people would call minor pairs or more exotic or whatever they call them. You've got some, really great trends in motion or forming, which should continue. And yeah, I know I said it earlier, but if you just keep in mind what's going on in the global financial system, big trends can last a long time. And with that backdrop, a lot of these moves that are in motion should continue. There's ones forming up, which I think could really go into nice trends as well. I hope I explained everything correctly in the video today. But that's my video for today. I hope you found it useful. Thank you very much for watching me as per usual. Take care. Have a good trading week.